You have bypass battery, just what I mentioned before. It's enough one cell to start dying. When that cell starts dying, what's happening inside of the cell? Internal resistance going to be higher. As highest resistance, heating is more in the cell. When that happening, it can happen burn. Cell can burn out. You need just one cell to ignite whole pack. That's it.
Right.
And people usually, I seen lately, fire with this battery, fire with that battery, fire with this battery, and everyone pointing fingers to the company, to the wrong. Did anyone ask what that person did with that battery? People doing bypass on these batteries as well.
Why would anybody want to bypass that BMS?
To get more discharge. Customer coming to me and he said, yo, my battery giving me 170, 180 amps. I know it will give you, but at that moment you're stressing your cells. BMS is here to protect the battery from any factor.
Between 7288, we talked about efficiency. So why not just go with the 96 volt battery?
96 volt battery.
Voltage should be the most efficient.
Yes and no.
Guys and girls, I am Mr. E from NYC, and if you are new to the channel, I want to welcome you. I am on the hunt for upgraded parts for this, the Sur-On Light B. I've tried 19s, 17s, and I think ultimately what I'm staying with are the 12. But she's not running right, so there's still some work that I need to do. And on top of that, the range that I'm getting is not the best. So where am I off to? I am off to visit the boys over at Powerful Lithium. I am hoping to sit down with V and have V explain to me what it is that I need to get more range out of this bad boy right here. So without any further ado, let's get into this one. All right, so I am here visiting the boys at Powerful Lithium, and oh, look at my bike is on the stand. How wonderful is that to come in and, whoa, what the? No! I already know what's going on. Change of plans. Oh my god. No!
I must have been dreaming.
Alright, me personally, if it was me doing this, I would cut a plate, mount the plate on here, and then mount this to the plate. Yep. That's just my idea. Yo, this is heavy.
So then you don't want that controller?
I thought we were going with Sabaton.
So you don't want that controller because
no,
it's
I want this controller. Yeah.
Just let me know if you don't want
and
it.
I like the color.
I can have you small, make it done or whatever. The vest, small.
Yeah, no. Yeah, this is perfect. All right, my man. So what we're working with? That's a far driver.
Far driver 72680.
Nice. That's nice.
300 something amp, I believe.
So behind me is a variety of batteries from Powerful Lithium. But on today's video, we're mainly concerned with these over here. So you guys know I rock a Sur-On Light B. I'm rocking a 60 volt, 38 amp hour battery right now. Eventually I'm looking to upgrade, and there are so many options available. Well, with Powerful Lithium, there's a number of options regarding voltage and amp hour capacity. So that's one of the things that I want to address right now with V, as well as I'm hoping that he can fine tune a battery that will work best with my setup. I tried 19-inch rims, I tried 17-inch rims, I recently tried 12-inch rims. I like the look of the rim and tire setup, but it's not running efficiently. Supposedly I have to change up sprocket sizes to make it run more efficiently, And once all that is dialed in, then we'll lean on the battery. All right, so if you guys don't know, this is V from Powerful Lithium.
Peace.
V is my go-to guy. He is the guy I turn to for everything. If you notice some of the work I did today was shortening my handlebars, V's got the tool. V made my job a lot easier. And I'm hoping that this upgrade, V can help me fine-tune a battery. So yeah, battery, controller, whatever, motor, whatever the case might be. But as of right now, I'm trying to find out what would be the best or the ideal battery setup for my build.
Guys, a little bit distracting us, but it's okay.
All right, so we got some characters back here. So you know that right now I'm rolling around on 12s. I tried 19s, I tried 17s, and I like the look of the 12s mainly because it doesn't attract so much attention, and I know you know what type of attention I'm referring to. So if I decide to stay with this 12-inch setup, what would be the ideal battery setup for that package that I'm trying to put together? What do you think? You guys have 60 volts, you have 72 volts, you have 88 volts, 96 volts. I don't know if you make anything larger for Sur-Ron. And then with all those voltages, you got a variety of amp hour capacities. But I'm just curious.
For me, it's easy to give you good battery, but what I need from you to know how fast you want to go and what's the distance that you're expecting to have. First thing, what's the top end speed that you're looking to get?
Okay.
That's first thing that I need to know, or a person who deciding what to do with any bike, Sur-Ron any bike. What kind of speed satisfying your needs?
Okay.
Are you racing, or you just commuting, or you commuting and you want to race sometimes? So what's your top speed that you're looking to get into?
All right, so the last category is probably what will best describe me. Definitely range is a concern for me. You know, I like to go far. I'm trying to get longer group rides in. And then within those group rides, sometimes, you know, the guys, we play around. We want to go at it. A little head-to-head is fun.
Yeah, but where you want to have, up to which speed you want to have that fun?
Okay. Let's say 50 to 60.
That's easy.
50, or so let's say 50 to 70 miles an hour.
Even that, it's easy.
Okay,
also.
beautiful. All right.
50 to 70 miles an hour, you can stay with 72-volt battery. No need anything more than that. 50 to 70 miles an hour, absolutely doesn't matter. You just need to have good controller, good tune, and good controller.
Okay.
At this moment, I'm not saying anything about wheels. Let's say that we have proper sprockets, proper size wheels, anything.
Okay.
After we have that satisfied, then you just need 72-volt battery system and controller. With that kind of good combination with those two, you're gonna get easy 70 miles an hour, even more.
Okay.
Back in the days, 3, 4, 5 years ago, when ASI used to be very popular, ASI 8000, only one controller actually as an upgrade on Sur-Ron, we achieved like 92, 93 miles an hour with ASI controller 5 years ago.
How fast?
92, 93 miles an hour. Sur-Ron, light B.
Okay. 72-volt battery?
72-volt battery, and battery, I think size-wise is like 42 amp hours or 38. At that moment, moly cell, so around 400 amps discharge, and I think we did like 16 or 18 kilowatt tune with field weakening like 21, 22%, something like that. Stock tires, stock size tires. Yeah, 92, 93, and rider was like 160, 70 pounds.
Okay.
And he came to us, yo guys, you did a great job. You know, I know we made him something, especially at that moment, that's like kind of beginning of upgrades on Sur-Rons.
And how many years ago was that?
Like 5 years ago.
So I'm a little late to the party.
Look, for some people, they still, oh, really? Is it possible
Exactly.
to hit that?
And that is the key point to this video. Even though that I'm late to this party, there's gotta be a lot of you that are also late to the party, and this might be the video for you. This might be the video that you turn to help you decide what battery you're gonna need for your Sur-Ron.
I never suggest to go that fast because, you know, that's really serious speeds, and I don't think so that this kind of bikes they made for that kind of speeds.
Right.
So from those reasons, you know, especially like sometimes I've seen so many kids today on those Sur-Ron bikes. They're buying bikes and they're using, and they're saving some money, they're upgrading bikes. Even their parents, they don't know what their kids having. They think they have some
A bike.
that's it, and that's it. They don't, they have no clue that bike, even like stock, going like 40-45 miles an hour.
More than that.
Stock easy, 40-45 miles an hour, you know. And their parents, they doesn't know that. Especially Sur-Ron comes locked, they advertise 30-35, and parents, okay, you know, he's maybe 14, 15, 13, whatever, okay, he can handle. But if you think that's already serious speed, 30-35 miles an hour for a kid, it's serious already. To my kid, I wouldn't let him. To be honest, I'm afraid to give him, my kid is very small, but eventually I'm afraid to give him like 20 miles an hour bike. That's already some speed. If you check some other countries in Europe, 35 miles an hour is like street, city limitation. Like you can't pass over that. Here in our environment, we have like 45 miles an hour speed in city. You know, in Europe, 35 is like some serious speeds already. They're really considering, oh, it's speed already.
I want you to slow
You know,
down.
they have like 20 kilometers an hour in school zone, or 15 kilometers an hour. That's how much? 10 miles an hour? They're limiting that kind of crazy. So let's get back on the topic. For the Sur-Ron, you wanna reach 70 miles an hour. It's easy to reach with 72 volt battery. Any battery, 30-40 amp hours and up, you can reach those speeds if you have proper controller.
Okay.
Proper controller. We all have some sort of like where we're leaning towards which brand, or you know, whatever. Or what I see always in those Sur-Ron groups on the social media, everyone, like when someone asking advice, which controller to use, which battery to use, I don't know, whatever. Everyone's saying today is popular this. Nobody talks about popularity. Let's talk numbers. Let's talk what you're gonna get in return. What kind of speed? What kind of torque? What kind of acceleration? What kind of customer service? Let's say controller. Let's see what kind of customer service, because you get controller, you get battery, you're on your own. So it's always up to user how far you want to do. I like when user likes to learn and, you know, understand stuff. I love that. When they really want to do. When they read a couple comments and they're thinking that they know something, no. Go a little bit deeper into that to understand what you're saying.
Learn science.
You need not science. You need to learn. Just like when you're using car, you need to learn how to change your flat tire on your own. Of course, today everyone is lazy. Just call road assistants, and you know they will change you. But in the fact, you're supposed to know to change your tire. That's basic. Same thing with the bike. User need to educate. Like whole this like industry as an e-bike, you need to educate yourself a little bit if you want to mess with any sort of upgrades. If you want to buy a bike as is stock, you're satisfied. Even you go 20 miles an hour, 30, 50, whatever, 70, if it's stock and you're satisfied with that, you're just going to be user who's going to ride that, fine. But as soon as you're stepping into game of upgrading, you need to educate yourself. Learn forums, learn from forums, learn from from internet, search in Google how to convert power, how to, you know, think about those things a little bit deeper. Because let's say I go now on social media and ask, I want to do 70 miles an hour with my Suron. What I should do? You will get 30, 40 different opinions. Not knowledge, opinions. That's it. Everyone having different experience. It's fine, okay, I agree. You have to ask which controller is good, which controller is easy to tune, which, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, but again, when you ask on social media, you have just opinions. Every single person, what he think, but you don't know what kind of knowledge that person having at the moment when he giving you advice. So definitely 72 volt battery can get you into 70 miles an hour. I will tell this, I tested so many controllers, so many different controllers, installed, tested for customers, for us, whatever. Cheapest controller to do upgrade on Suron is Fire Driver or Social. Cheapest, if you're looking price-wise.
Okay.
That controller can get you into speeds 80-90 miles an hour easy with 72 volt. And then we have 88 volt, which giving you easier those speeds 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. I'm now on fence. 72 volt, 51 amp hour,
Right.
and 88 volt, 42 amp hour battery. When you look them, they same amount of cells, almost same watt hours. But when you think 72 volt, 51 amp hour, let's say whatever, 50 miles range, let's say, or 70, whatever you want to. Let's have 50 miles an hour speed range. 50 miles range, not on hours. With 51 amp hour battery, 72 volt. Same range, exact, in same situation, same bike, same rider, same route, everything. If you have 88 volt, 42 amp hours, you're gonna have same results. Yes, that's what we say, better efficiency. Looks smaller capacity, but higher voltage, giving you better efficiency. Because when you calculate those two batteries, they have same amount of watt hours, but they're different capacity wise. I don't know now from head directly, I will calculate quickly now. So when we calculate watt hours on 88 volts, 88 volts times 42 amp hours, we're gonna get 3,696 watt hours. So let's clear 3.7, and then when we calculate 72 volt times 51 amp hours, 3,672. So a little bit less watt hours. You're getting a little bit more watt hours in 88 volt, just slightly, like 0.5%.
Okay.
So when you check your distance and speed, it's going to be, not speed, distance is going to be same with both batteries under same circumstances. That's where we say efficiency. High voltage, better efficiency. If you can get 100 volt or 200 volts, even better efficiency.
All right, so let's break down efficiency, because I did want to jump into like the larger voltages and stuff.
Yep.
So you also mentioned, you're bringing up a lot of things now. So you said the same amount of cells are used.
Same, basically.
So
This battery,
the size,
this battery is 72 volt, 51 amp hour.
is the same size as an
Same
88?
size, 88, 42 amp hours.
Okay.
Same size. Maybe like this, taller, just because of arrangement inside of them. But same amount of cells, but they have different configuration, and you're getting better efficiency. That means when you have higher voltage, you're using less amps in discharge.
Oh, okay.
You
So
don't need less heat. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So now we're having a lot, because I think, I'm not sure, I think that we are only one company that provides 88-volt battery for solar. I'm not sure, I'm not looking, but what I've seen,
Right.
because so many people is interested in 88-volt battery with us, and we build them a lot. 88 volts, 72 and 88 for solar. But I always say, stay. A bunch of guys, they're having like 2-3 different bikes, and if they have 72 volt already, I say go with 72 volt again, because you're using your same charger. You don't need to mess with those things, you know. Keep it that way, because with 72 volt you still can get nice speeds, nice range, everything. If you want to race, drag race, whatever, then go higher voltage right away, 88 or 96 volt, whatever. If you want to race, that's different, completely different. But who really race?
Right.
When I say race, first, we don't have right conditions anywhere here around us, anywhere.
Right.
We don't have for racing.
Right.
So 99% of the guys, they're not racing. If someone sit on draggy and, you know, test, yeah, but that's still not race. And, you know, even that, people I've seen putting themselves in a dangerous situation, like doing that in the city on the,
Right.
you know,
Right by
night.
cars.
They say, oh, I'm gonna do that at night because less cars. Yes, but at night you have better chances that someone's gonna run a red light easier, or drunk person or whatever. So I definitely not recommending that to do on such a streets in cities or somewhere. Try to find some open road where it's like
Or
not
track.
too many. Or track. Track is the best.
Right.
Track is the best, and go test it out. See, you know, we all have our some sort of dreams. So when someone achieves some good speed, okay, you know, we have to respect that. It's just, you know, I'm trying always to push people, like, safety wise, be in safe conditions as much as you can. If we can say safe with 80-90 miles an hour speeds, if we can say that.
Okay. So between 72, 88, we talked about efficiency. So why not just go with the 96 volt battery?
96 volt battery.
Voltage, it should be the most efficient.
Yes and no. 96 volt battery, like for Surround. In Surround community, everyone likes shortest battery, most powerful, and most range, which is hard because you're very limited with space compartment for the battery. So 96 volt battery is a little bit taller than this one. So what do you like? What, you know, that's why I'm saying, if you're going race, you not care. Battery can be 1 meter above the bike if you're racing, and you need that kind of power, whatever. But for like regular commutes, regular like using 72 volt or 88, if you really want to step up a little bit, then go 88. I think it's not necessary to go higher than that. In regular days using batteries,
I got you.
like bike in global, in general. We have great battery actually who likes to have stock bike, stock Surround. In same size as this one, same size as this one. 60 volt, 75 amp hours. That's double stock battery.
Nice.
75 amp hours, and discharge rate, I think it's 13. I think it's like 225 amps on that battery, which giving you like 13.5 kilowatts. So down the line, if you want to do some upgrade, like controller wise, you are able to keep. Of course, it's not best efficiency. 60 volt with a more powerful controller, you're gonna drain a little bit more battery, so it's not best efficiency there. But that's like how I'm looking always. Whenever someone purchases battery, controller, motor, anything, I'm looking, that's investment. So you invested already in the big battery, 75 amp hours. So I was looking that battery, because everyone, they're happy in beginning with a bike.
Yes.
And then after a year, after 2 years, everyone wants more. So that's why 75 amp hour battery, it's great because it's same size as this one. This is difference between this one and this one. Nothing more, just for like this, difference in size, and you have double capacity than this. Double capacity.
That's great. Being that we spoke about 60, 72, 88, 96, you also offer extenders.
Yeah, with our battery and with stock battery, I can't say, it's not easy to pair our battery with some other brand, especially with Surround batteries, because on the market there is some other companies that they bypass their batteries. So in those situations, I'm not suggesting to parallel two batteries, especially you paralleling discharge without anything to stop each battery on their own. So from these reasons, I always suggest do not pair range extender with this battery, with another battery that has bypass BMS. Even people doing bypass on these batteries as well. So if you do this, do not connect any other battery in parallel with bypass battery, because you have an open line, open current completely. There is nothing to stop. Why? When you have stock battery has own BMS. Own BMS protecting that battery from any problem, eventually problems even while you're charging. We say that problems for customers, that sounds like very scary, but no, that's a right terminology. BMS sees when you're charging your battery, when battery going up to fully charged, they see that as a problem, and let me stop that problem on time. Do not let this battery to overcharge. Or when you're discharging battery, do not let this battery to over discharge. Or you're pushing too much for so long, cells, as soon as you, let's say, this battery giving you 90 amps discharge, let's say, or 110 peak. If you pushing over 50-60% those cells, pinning hard, you're starting heating up those cells. They are under stress. That's same as a human when doing exercise and starts sweating. Same thing. So you will stop when you feel that you're tired. Same thing BMS does in every battery, stopping the battery of using, because battery is starting to be tired. Need to cool down so it can keep doing work. So BMS monitoring temperature, over voltage, over discharge, monitoring voltage difference between each cell group, monitoring how many amps you're trying to pull. You can always, let's say, those cells can give, by specification, they can give, let's say, 100 amps. You can open your BMS on 150 amps discharge. That's not a problem. We call that like safe bypass. What that means? Basically, battery acting as a bypass, but BMS still monitoring temperature, monitoring cells, voltage, monitoring how far you're gonna discharge and what you're gonna charge. So it's kind of controlled bypass environment. That's why it's very important to have BMS. And important part when you have two batteries, let's say stock Surround battery and range extender battery, it's very important to fully charge stock battery, fully charge range extender battery. Why I say fully charge? Because when it's fully charged, that's easier for customer, for user, to make sure that both batteries are the same volt. SOC, state of charge. That's how we call that, state of charge. You can pair them, even they don't need to be fully charged, but you need to make sure if this battery is 60 volt, the range extender need to be 60 volt up and down half, up to 1 volt, it can be difference, but no more than that. What's gonna happen if it's bigger gap between two batteries. Worst case scenario, one of the BMS can be fried. That's the reason why we always keep telling over and over, make sure voltage is the same. That's only what can happen when you have two batteries, and some BMS can trip. Like it can say it's too much over discharge, cut off. That can also happen. That's the reason why we're saying make sure fully charged. That's easiest for the customer to make sure that they even. And even if something happened, let's say this battery has unbalanced group, BMS in this battery cutting off this battery, so you keep using your another battery if something happened with this one. That's why it's important that every single battery has BMS, because BMS doing basically protection.
Right.
That's the purpose of BMS, and it's very important to be there. BMS doing protection has to be there. That's the car with the brakes, with good brakes, but including good tires as well. And also including good skills of driver. That's whole thing is in BMS. BMS does all that, like what we do in the cars. Same thing.
Why would anybody want to bypass that BMS?
To get more discharge. I started before, but I went on the other route. Like example, this battery can give 110 amps by cell manufacturer. I'm witnessed so many times that every cell can give more amps in discharge. We have sometimes customers reaching out to us. Well, let's say we have battery rated whatever 150 amps. Customer coming to me and he said, "Yo, my battery giving me 170, 180 amps. I know it will give you, but at that moment you're stressing your cells." Have that in mind. Of course, BMS from us is going to allow you to go to peak that 170, 80, but you have to think about, do you really want to have pushed all the way always?
Right. And then my next question is, what could be the end result?
End result can be battery pack can be unbalanced because some of the cells being badly damaged. It's enough in one group you have, like, let's say 5, 10 P, 10 parallel connections, whatever, and it's enough just one cell of those 10 to be damaged, that cell starting to discharge whole group. And when you leave, worst case, what can happen? Thermal runaway, catch fire. That's worst thing. The other thing, that cell group start dying, while dying, discharging whole group. And let's say you park this battery for like 10 days, you come back, your battery doesn't work, and what's happened? You're asking, like, it been everything normal. Yeah, it been normal, but you abused battery before. And you didn't abuse once. You're abusing, let's say, couple months, year, whatever. Of course, if you have human that works in a warehouse and someone pushing that human to lift every day 200-300 pounds, that human gonna fall down. He's not gonna survive that.
Right. Eventually,
it's not good. It's not good for healthy. The same thing with the battery. You're stressing too much, they're gonna collapse. Simple. Just there is science about batteries. You need to know rules. You need to know so many things inside. With the battery also, every battery has, we did that before on your other videos, older videos. Every battery has internal resistance. Like example, you damage battery, you pinch battery, one cell, that cell start dying. Or let's say you have bypass battery, just what I mentioned before, it's enough one cell to start dying. When that cell start dying, what's happening inside of the cell? Internal resistance going to be higher. As highest resistance, heating is more in the cell. When that happening, it can happen burn. Cell can burn out.
And then That one cell.
One cell. You need just one cell to ignite whole pack. That's it.
Right.
And people usually, I seen lately, fire with this battery, fire with that battery, fire with this battery, and everyone pointing fingers to the company, to the wrong. Did anyone ask what that person did with that battery? Look, it's not my interest to say nice about other companies, right? If we look this company, other companies,
Right.
but we need to be fair. If we're fair to each other, everything will be better. Just be fair. That's it. When I see fire happen, first thing what I'm thinking, how long he has that battery? Year, 2, 3 years, whatever. Surround. Most of Surround guys, they're doing stunts, wheelies. Imagine how many times you land down with your forks down. How many Surrounds is on the streets that they don't have properly adjusted suspension, shocks. You was the one who didn't have that properly done.
50 pounds.
So many people doesn't know that you can adjust and what's the rule how to adjust that. So imagine how many times you landed that battery. You can have steel case, you can have thick 3 inches case of the battery. Inside you're gonna damage because you're stressing. Inside of the cell, it's material. You're gonna damage. So it's very important to take care and to know what you're doing, to know what kind of amps you're gonna pull. I not remember, did we mention on some other videos before, controller 100 amps, and they say, oh, I need 100 amps battery. Wrong.
Right. It was the last video.
Wrong. You wanna have battery for 100 amps controller. You wanna have at least 2 to 250 amps minimum battery that can give discharge. Why? Again, we going back on 50-60% above that power that battery can provide. Battery starting with heating. So if you have controller 100 amps, you have field weakening, let's say 50 amps, you're not pulling 100 amps anymore, you're pulling 150, and you need to give some spare amps in discharge for the battery to be able to work. That you're not pushing your battery under stress.
Right.
That's why it's nice to have extra. When you park car, you like when you have a little bit room, front and back. It's easier, you feel comfortable. Same. Battery likes to have some extra power, some extra juice. When you need to carry 10 pounds, it's easy, you can carry that, let's say, half mile if you need. It's gonna be hard on the end, but you can carry. But what's gonna happen if I give you 50 pounds?
Get tired faster.
Faster. Same thing with the battery. That's why it need to be always, battery supposed to be under stress maximum up to like 50-60%. You can peak sometimes more. Yes, they made to give you, let's say, 500 amps pack. Of course you're gonna peak sometimes, but don't do that often. In battery there is a lot more involved knowledge wise than how seems like. So many people simplify everything. We also trying to simplify everything for end user. Nobody needs to be scienced about this, but if you have questions, then we have to try to educate you that you can understand, because I can give you an answer, you're not gonna understand.
It's like a different language sometimes.
Sometimes it's a kind of different language. You know, we can't be all with knowledge. I'm learning still, everyone learning everything in life. So same as well with this. But basic thing, when we simplify everything, BMS is here to protect the battery from any factor, from the cells inside and from outside factor, charging, discharging, damaging, all those things. It's important that we have BMS on the battery, and that's the only way. I can understand on test purposes, you're doing some crazy build. But even with that, you can have right BMS and test it also. You know, I just want to have peace of mind. You know, be careful, especially be careful if you're using guy's bike. You damage battery, then extra precautions. Do not leave unattended the battery. Leave it outside somewhere where it's safe. If something happened, that is safe battery. I mentioned a couple times if battery is damaged, cell, if it's squished, damaged, that cell can ignite fire anytime. So take care on your bikes, take care on your batteries, any battery, any brand, always take care on that, because we can make perfect battery with golden plates inside. If you not taking care on your battery, you creating yourself problem. And recently fires I mentioned with from other brands, other companies, I don't think so that is up to build. That's my opinion. I think it's up to user. Some of them they're using different kind of cells, pouch cells. If they're old, they can start ignite without user error, without user problem, absolutely. But again, I always, in my experience, I have good amount of years of experience doing this work, this job, and business, of course. And I've seen a lot of damaged batteries, physically damaged by customer. And I always say, even sometimes when we used to repair batteries from other brands, and they bring me battery and they're talking bad about that brand, oh, this crap doesn't work. I open and I show, this is not crap, this is you. For me, it's easy just to say, yeah, you're right, they're crap. No, let's have facts. If you damage, if you're abusing your bike, if you not care, you can expect. And I said, what would happen if this battery started fire? First thing you will point finger into company where you get that. There is a lot of batteries out there. They with bad build, bad quality cells. There is a lot, but
I personally think that a manufacturer, like especially a reputable manufacturer, is gonna do the research to get themselves a reliable company to make their battery.
Definitely, it's very important. It's very important. But again, bike companies, bike cost a lot. First thing to develop, to make that. Who's gonna fund that? You know, like any bike company. So for bike company trying always to secure minimum of performance for that bike. That's why other companies existing on the market with upgraded stuff. Same thing happening in the auto industry, car industry, same thing. Company make everything properly, that everything works, but if you want to have something more from that car, you need to reach out to upgraded parts, to companies who does upgrades. Even with that. And for some people, that's normal. When you invest in the car, you buy car 5,000 and you invest 20,000, that's normal. But when you have bike 3,000-5,000 and you have to invest 5,000-10,000, oh, that's expensive. Depends what kind of hobby you want to have. Think about. Very simple. I mean, for all of us, it's enough to have one bike and you keep dumping money into that. It's a lot of money, but again, life is one. We need to enjoy, all of us. We need to have some sort of hobby. We need to spend healthy time with friends. This is also one way how we're spending time with our friends, going on a ride, try to stay away from dramas, for everything. That's the reason why we have, every one of us, we have dramas on work, on jobs, in neighborhood, some neighbor is nasty, whatever. So we're always trying to find an escape. Exactly. So let's all have fun, enjoy the rides, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We can talk about this hours and hours. So many details, so many stuff. formulas,
Right.
everything.
Right.
We're trying just to give you guys one small piece that you can guys better understand.
Right.
That's the intention, nothing else. We're not trying to super educate someone for Harvard or something like that. No, we can't. It's a lot. Hours and hours. He's gonna get bored. If even this video is not bored already. How long we've been talking?
Yeah.
So
Well, if you've stuck around this long, why don't you subscribe? Anyway, yo, thank you so much, like always,
You're
for
welcome.
taking
No
your time
problem.
out for me. I appreciate it. Look forward to the upgrades. If you guys are interested in a battery, just check the description down below. All of their information is in there.
So if you're like me, you learned a lot from this episode. So I'm out of time. I'm on my way to work. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't hesitate. Smash the like button. Leave a comment. I get back to everybody. And if you want to, please subscribe. So until the next video, peace out, everybody.
Yeah, buddy. We are that much closer.